Hello there, it's Ruth Sherman, CEO and celebrity speech and media coach, but you don't have to be famous to work with me. I'd like to answer a question that has come up, and this question is from Terry. Terry asks, Ruth, how do you maintain your focus when the lights are on and the camera is rolling? It can be a challenge, Terry. I will tell you that. Thanks. This is a great question. So, Terry, let's focus on what I think you're focusing on, which is the professional media situation. So you've been invited to do an interview with a local media outlet or even a national media outlet, and in these types of situations, you are going to be in one of two places. You are either going to be in a remote location. A remote location is where you are in a room somewhere outside where the news broadcast is being video is being filmed, and it is a small room. It has a camera, it has lights, everything is remotely controlled, so everything moves it's like robotic, and you have a headphone in one of your ears, and the producer is talking to you through that headphone, asking you if you're ready, if you're comfortable, if you need anything, and you're getting ready to do that interview, but there's nobody in the room. You can't see the interviewer. That's called a remote broadcast. The other situation is, of course, when you're in the studio itself and you are with the interviewer one-on-one for a Q&A. So here are the two things that I want to say. The first, and this is the most important, and it is where most people miss the boat, is to prepare. Don't think you can just wing it. If you're not experienced at being in this type of media situation, in this type of media setting, know that you're going to have to anticipate the kinds of questions that you expect to get. Write them all down, just sit down, do a data dump. You can even ask the producer, who should do a run-through with you before you get there, or even the reporter, him or herself, should speak to you, and ask and tell you a little bit about what they're looking for. So do a data dump, do a brain dump, and just write down every question you think you're going to be asked, and write out the answers too, and then go over them, rehearse them, have somebody ask them of you and say them out loud. Make sure you have your talking points. What are the main things that you want to make sure you say during that interview? Don't forget, these interviews are extremely short and they fly. I mean, you can be in there for a couple of minutes, maybe 5 minutes. 5 minutes is a long interview in this day and age, but you should settle on about 2 or 3 minutes of being in front of that camera. So that's number one. Whether you are in a remote location or in the studio itself, prepare. Second most important thing, and this is, if you are in a remote location, you need to be looking into the camera lens. There's nobody in that room where you can direct your attention to, so you have to look straight into the camera lens. So if the lights are in your eyes and they're blinding you and you don't know where that lens is, just tell them. They're listening to you. They can hear you. Tell them the lights are in your eyes and to adjust the lights so that you can see the lens. You can see where the lens is and talk into that lens. Treat that lens like it's a person. If you are in the studio itself, there's a lot going on. There are people, there are camera people, there are lighting people, there are directors, and there's just a lot of activity, and it moves very quickly. So you don't want to be distracted by that. You should be looking at the interviewer. Don't let anything else distract you. Don't be looking around. Now, if the interviewer is asking you to comment on footage that they are playing on a monitor, and you would know this before you get there, but when you get there, make sure you ask the interviewer where that footage is going to be played so that you can look at it, so you can turn your attention to the right monitor. Then when they come back to you, after they cut away to that footage, they come back to you, and you once again are focused on the interviewer. So first of all, prepare. Second of all, know where to look. Okay, if you want to learn more about how to do a media interview, or where to look and how to sound on stage or on camera, please hop on over to ruthsherman.com, where you can download my celebrity video charisma secrets absolutely free. I will see you there.